Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see the current affairs of 27 February 2022. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 7 topics which are very much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So actually, please don't skip the Sunday's newspaper. Sunday's newspaper is important to cover current affairs from science and technology and even environment and ecology. Okay. So now let's get started with our discussion with a quote. So again, I came with motivational quote today. If you can dream it, you can do it. So what is the meaning of this quote? And this quote, it is very much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So if you are dreaming for clearing of UPSC, yes, then you can do it. So here, if you see, many people, many thinkers mainly says that you have to dream big. So after dreaming big, you have to come up with plans, and those plans should be implemented properly, and finally you can achieve your dream or goal. Okay, so please try to think big and try to dream big, and whatever the actions that you have to take that, and you have to implement properly and try to achieve your goal. So now let us try to see the first topic. It is regarding disturbed India abstains from vote against Russia at UNSC. So here you need to know about what is this UNSC. So who mainly abstained for voting in this resolution which mainly passed by America. So these are some important things, and even you have to know about role of United Nations Security Council in this Russia-Ukraine conflict. So these are the different dimensions and perspectives of this topic. So now let us try to see context. India along with China and UAE. India along with China and UAE, they abstained. They didn't went for voting in this United Nations Security Council resolution. Actually, this resolution which mainly sponsored by US and as well as Albania. So what is this resolution about? So this resolution is like condemning Russia's aggression, and also this resolution which mainly called for immediate withdrawal of Russian military from Ukraine. So for India, both USA and Russia are important, and Russia, it is an all-time friend, all-weather friend for India, because in 1971 Indo-Pakistan war, so that is also called as Bangladesh Liberation War. So in this war, US criticized India, but only the friend which mainly helped us is Russia. Okay, and if you are talking about China, it is already inclined towards Russia, and how China will go for voting against this Russia. So here India, China and UAE, they abstained voting in this United Nations Security Council resolution, and this resolution which mainly sponsored by US and as well as Albania, right? So what is this resolution about? It is mainly condemning Russian aggression, and even it mainly talks about immediate withdrawal of Russian military from Ukraine. So if we are talking about some important details, it mainly says that, so this resolution which mainly supported by 11 United Nations Security Council members, and this resolution which mainly vetoed by Russia. So what is this veto? What is the meaning of this veto? So to understand this, we need to go for members of this United Nations Security Council. So UNSC which mainly have 15 members. So after of this 15 members, we will be having P5 members, and we will be having non-permanent members. That is, permanent members will be there and non-permanent members will be there. So these P5 countries, so which are those countries? So first one is US, second one is UK, third one is France, and next one is Russia, and fifth one is China. So these are the 5 members of this United Nations Security Council. They are P5, but this permanent 5 members. Actually, these permanent 5 members, they will have veto power. So what is this veto power means? If any decision which is mainly made, so if any one country in these 5 countries they said no, means that decision will be no. Okay, the entire decision will be no. So this is the veto power. So here you can see Russia is member and China is member. So if it were any resolution which mainly passed by any other country against this P5 countries, means that will be mainly vetoed by so and so country. So because of this, we can see this UNSC has no power or no role in this Russia-Ukraine crisis. And if we are talking about non-permanent members, we will be having 10 non-permanent members, and the tenure here is 2 years. And recently India elected as non-permanent member for the tenure of 2 years, and this is the 8th time India elected. So even though India it is a member, that is non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council, so it can do nothing because actually these P5 countries, they have veto power. Okay, so this is about some important dimension that you have to know regarding this United Nations Security Council. So here you need to know who are these P5 members, I already tell you, and you have to know about now at present who are these 10 non-permanent members of this United Nations Security Council. So these facts will be important from your prelims. Okay, so India is deeply disturbed by the recent turn of developments in Ukraine and said India's United Nations permanent representative. Okay, so India mainly said that because of the developments are happening in this Ukraine, which is mainly deeply disturbed, because even Ukraine president, he personally called India for the help. Okay, he said that India it is mainly playing an important role in the global politics. Yes, India need to take part here, and India need to ask Putin or ask Russia mainly to withdraw its troops. Okay, so because of this we can say India it is also deeply disturbed because of what are the events that are mainly happening in this Ukraine. And regarding this Ukraine, I have one personal opinion. So I think if you have following this news channels and what is happening in Ukraine, I can say the qualities of a president, or we can say like quality of the head of the state, what are the qualities they should have. So those qualities are present with this president of Ukraine. So even though US offered help for this president to mainly flee away from the country and to protect their family, but president he became the commander of that military of Ukraine, and he is mainly giving some support for the people to fight against this Russia, and even he is asking the male persons to not leave the country, and he is mainly asking some help from that people. Okay, so in this way here Ukraine president have the important roles and as well as important characters that a head of a state should have. Okay, so normally whenever this type of crisis situation will appear, means normally the president of that so and so country, he will be fleeing to another country. This is the same thing which happened in Afghanistan, right? So that is not the case that happened in Ukraine, and Ukraine president, he is also giving some selfie videos that I am in Ukraine itself, I am trying to protect my country, I will not going to leave my country. If any chance, if any situation which leads to death, means I will go for death, but I will not going to leave my country. So these were some important statements which were given by this Ukraine president. So how can you quote this case study in the ethics? So in ethics, you will be having questions like what are some important foundational principles or the foundational values that a leader have. So you can quote the example of this Ukraine president in that ethics. So because of this, I explained this topic. Okay, and now what happened because of this India's decision to abstain the voting here? So it mainly disappointed Western countries. So this is just of this topic, and I think I gave you a number of perspectives and dimensions regarding this topic as well. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding open up medical education, says Prime Minister. So why our Prime Minister says to open medical education? So already you know that in this wake of Ukraine-Russia crisis, so in Ukraine there are about 20,000 Indian students are present, and most of them they went for Ukraine for medical education. So because of this, the statement which is given by our Prime Minister. And now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that seeking to provide more opportunities to Indian students in the field of medical education. So our Prime Minister, he mainly urged this private sector to get into this field in huge quantities, and here this private sector need to enter into this medical education and try to provide some medical education services in the country. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said by our Prime Minister. So he is mainly speaking at a webinar on budget announcements on health sector, and he said that today our children, they are going to small countries in the world to study especially this medical education, and even though they are facing problem of education, food culture, etc. everything, so there are $1 billion they are mainly going out of the country. So why can't we tap the students and the talent of students and even money in the country? So here he mainly made a statement that private sector, they can enter into this medical education and they can go for providing of services. So this is the thing which mainly said by our Prime Minister. And let me know your opinion also regarding this topic in the comment box. Now let us try to say next topic. Title says wait for cheetah to get longer. Actually this article which is mainly talking about cheetah relocation project. So we are going to relocate this cheetah which is located in this Namibia to India. That too especially in Madhya Pradesh. So this topic is not a new topic which has been seen in news from last 1 year. So now let us try to see some important details which are given in this article. So this topic will be important from our environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. If you see context, it mainly says that it could be many months. It could be many months before cheetahs from Namibia make it to India. Okay, so it could be many months before cheetahs from Namibia make into India. So actually an expert team of wildlife officials from Madhya Pradesh, the Indian Forest Department and Wildlife Institute of India, that is WII, they visited Namibia. Who visited? That is like expert wildlife officials and even Indian Forest Department and Wildlife Institute of India. They visited Namibia for a site, okay, and they said that they satisfied. And what happened here is MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, that need to sign had not been signed yet. So this is the context. And if you see some details, it mainly says that a formal Memorandum of Understanding is yet to be signed and the whole process of translocation can take months. So here authorities mainly said that, so whatever the Memorandum of Understanding that we need to sign for the relocation of these cheetahs, that had to be signed, and even the process will be happen within some months and the timeline is still to be determined. So what is the timeline by which the relocation of this animals will be done? So we have to come up with this timeline also. And even Union Environment Minister launched an action plan at the 19th meeting of this National Tiger Conservation Authority. And in that meeting he said that cheetahs that became extinct in India is set to return. So we are going to return this cheetah. Already this cheetah were present in India, but they became extinct in India. So we are going to relocate them from Africa. So the action plan states that about 10 to 12 young cheetahs, they are ideal for the reintroduction, would be imported. So that cheetahs will be imported from Namibia or South Africa. Okay, and this is the thing which mainly said, and these authorities, they are going to study genetic history and even they are going to study whether they are in breed stock or not, whether they are ideal age group for relocation or not. So they are going to study them. And the proposed site for introduction here is Kuno Palpur National Park. And where is this Kuno Palpur National Park is located? That is located in Madhya Pradesh. So this is very important prelims fact. And now let us try to see some facts regarding this cheetah. So what is the scientific name of this cheetah? That is Acinoix jubatus. Acinoix jubatus, it is a scientific name of cheetah. It is one of the oldest of the big cat species. So if you see the big cat species, so this is one of the oldest big cat species, and these ancestors, so ancestors of this cheetah, they were mainly traced back to more than 5 million years. And they belong to this Miocene era. So if you are studying NCERTs and if you open your 11th class NCERT of geography, that is physical geography, then there you can see one table regarding the different periods, different timelines. So there you can see about this Miocene era. And this cheetah, it is one of the world's fastest, and as well as it is one of the very fastest, which mainly belongs to this big cat family. And they are mainly listed as vulnerable in IUCN Red List. And actually the last cheetah which was spotted in India, in Chhattisgarh, that too in 1947, and it is one of the fastest land animal, and this cheetah declared as extinct in India in 1952. Okay, and if I are talking about what were the reasons for this extinction, so what are the reasons I am saying now, that you can use anywhere where you are writing about the threats which are mainly posed by wildlife, or we can say like flora and fauna. So first one is because of human wildlife conflict. So whenever these wildlife which are coming into contact with these humans, then that will leads to killing of those animals. Finally that will lead to extinction. And this one is because of loss of habitat, loss of prey. Without food, how they can live? And that is illegal trafficking, illegal poaching, and even climate change also have some impact. and because of growing populations, that is also increasing the threat, because people they are going for deforestation and increasing their habitats. And even whenever there is less available of land for wildlife, because especially these big animals or big mammals, they will need very large space. So whenever the forest size are decreasing, means that will lead to the decreased amount of land that is available for this wildlife, so that they will come in contact with these humans in these human settlements. So these are some important reasons for the extinction of this animal. And now let us try to locate where is this Kuno Palmer Wildlife Sanctuary is present, or National Park is present. So here we have this Kuno Palmer, and some important tiger reserves that you have to remember in this Madhya Pradesh. Here Panna Tiger Reserve is there. Here Pench Tiger Reserve is there. Okay, here we have this Sanjay Tiger Reserve. So these are the very important tiger reserves which are mainly located in this Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and now let us try to see next topic. Title says having enemies makes you stronger. Find the study of flies. So this study mainly talking about antagonism. So this antagonism you can see in your environment and ecology. For example, we have communalism, we have parasites, we have predators, that mainly comes under this antagonism. So if you do not have any enemies, means how can you become stronger? So now let us try to connect this topic with our real life. For example, you are there. So there is one person who is very much competitor to you, even in your school days or in college days. And what happened? So if exams comes, means you will be trying to get at least 1 mark more than that. Okay, so in this way, whenever you are having competitors, then that will helps you to make a stronger version of you. So having enemies is also it's also good for, okay, it's also good for one reason, right? It will be helpful for evolving in yourself. It will mainly tries to bring the new things inside you, and will make you also much stronger person, right? So if you see the context, it mainly says that natural world is rife with a pair of antagonists. So in our natural world, we will be having, for every organism or for every tree, there will be a competitor that is present. For example, for plants we have viruses. For plants we have not only viruses, different insects will be there, different pathogens will be there, even bacteria and their phages, so on, there will be the competitors that mainly seen. So recently one interesting study which mainly done regarding a pathogen and resistant to pathogen, okay, in case the host and the virulence towards the host. Okay, so how this pathogen is going to be evolved. So I can connect this topic with the survival of the fittest. So it is a Darwin theory, right? And if you're talking about some important details, it mainly says that recently Indian Institute of Science Education and Research Mohali Indian Institute of Science Education and Research Mohali, they mainly conducted some study in this fruit fly. So this fruit fly name is Drosophila. Okay, Drosophila, it is a fruit fly name. So and also they studied about how bacterial pathogen which is acting against this fruit fly, and how this fruit fly which is evolving day by day, and how, if at all pathogen is strong, how this pathogen is evolving. So this is a study which mainly done by this Indian Institute of Science and Science Education Research in Mohali. So in this study they have been co-evolved. This study it is regarding the co-evolution of this fruit fly and as well as the pathogen, and they studied this system of this antagonist in this study. So if you are talking about this co-evolving systems, so if you are taking a population of fruit flies, and these fruit flies they will be infected with this pathogen, okay, and the infection is allowed to take its course. After some days the infection will be progressing. So among the infected flies, only those mainly having some ability, or like those who are having best immune system, they will be surviving. And what happen if pathogen is strong, means that pathogen will be going into next generation, and it will be also adapting to the challenges that already it faced. So in this way what happened, the next generations, so there will be the good amount of immune system that will be developed here, right? So this is the concept called as the survival of the fittest. So here if you see the study which mainly says that if you are taking a group of flies, and these flies are infected with any pathogen, let us take this pathogen which mainly attacked this group of flies. So after infection is progressing day by day, only this fly is which are having good immune system, they will be mainly surviving. So if they are not having good immune system, means they will be losing their life. So this is the case not only in the flies but even in the bacteria. So even in the bacteria, if they have good virulence which is sufficiently strong to cause a death in the flies, then what happens? They will be surviving in the present population. And these bacteria, they are taken to breed and also infect the flies in the next generation as well. So whenever these bacteria which is mainly suffering means they will be going for next generation, and the next generation flies are also going to attack this fruit flies. Thus, in the same way, so both host, that is fruit fly, and even pathogen, that is bacteria, they are selected for having the maximum fitness. So if you are talking about this Charles Darwin theory, that is only the fittest will survive. Okay, only who is the fittest, that will survive. So this is the theory of this Darwin. We can connect this topic with this. So if you are talking about some facts regarding this antagonism, so in ecology it is also called as association between organisms in which one benefits at the expense of another. Okay, so this antagonism means organism in which one benefits the expense of the other. For example, if one organism which is mainly fighting on another organism, so it will benefits from that. Okay, for example, we will be having competition, we will be having predatorism. Predatorism means carnivore which is mainly depend upon the herbivores, and these carnivores mainly killing these herbivores for their food needs. Okay, and even cannibalism, parasitism. So these are some important examples for this antagonism. So this will be very important concept. Now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding devastation in the spring. Okay, so if you see this image, you can see dinosaurs here. So here this article which is mainly talking about what are the reasons for the extinct of dinosaurs. So this article is important from your environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. So if you see context, it mainly says that Chicxulub meteorite, okay, Chicxulub meteorite impact that mainly killed the dinosaurs and many other life forms occurred in the springtime, finds a new study published in Nature. A new study which mainly published in Nature, which mainly says the reason for the extinction of dinosaurs, it is because of meteorite impact. So if you open your NCERT of geography, you will be coming across meteorite. Okay, so what is the difference between these three terminologies? You have to know. That will be very important from your prelims. If you are talking about the details, it mainly says that the researchers mainly studied the growth rings in the bones of exsequently preserved fish fossils, and as well as they deduced this, and additional evidence proved by the distribution, shapes, and as well as size of the bone cell, they were known to fluctuate with the season. So what happened because of this meteorite attack, and that led to some climate change. So because of this climate change, there were some changes that is mainly seen in distribution, shapes, and the size of the bones, and finally that led to extinct of this dinosaurs. So we are talking about some facts regarding this Chicxulub crater, which is an impact crater. Whenever the meteorite which is mainly hitting the surface of the earth, then we can see formation of the crater like thing. So even in India, we have this crater lake, that is Lonar Lake in Maharashtra, which is because of this meteorite. So here if you are talking about this Chicxulub crater, it is an impact crater which mainly buried underneath Yucatan Peninsula and Mexico. So in Peninsula, so this attack which mainly happened. So it was formed after a large Chicxulub impactor hit the Earth's surface, which is more than 66 million years ago. So at that time, space dust in this crater which mainly confirmed the role of impactor in the mass extinction of dinosaurs. So because of this meteorite impact, that led to extinction of this dinosaurs, and this is the thing which mainly said by the recent study. The recent study connected the space dust and the high concentration of worldwide iridium deposits at the time of dinosaurs emission. Okay, that is the extinction of the dinosaurs. So this is the gist of this topic. And now let us try to see one image. So whenever any rock substance which is present in the space, that is called as meteoroid, ROID. So whenever it is entering into the atmosphere, because of the friction, it will burn. That is called as meteor. So after incomplete burning of this meteor, some part of it, if it is reaching the earth's surface, that is called as meteorite. Oid, meteor, meteorite. So this is some important difference you have to know, and this might be a potential prelims question. And now let us try to see next topic is regarding time dilation clock. So here you need to know about the definition of this time dilation. So this will be important for your prelims. So time dilation, it is a phenomena which mainly predicted by Albert Einstein. So it is a concept of Albert Einstein. And what is the meaning of this time dilation? It is regarding gravitational fields. So this time dilation is a concept which is mainly related to this gravitational field. So whenever here stretching of time intervals when moving at a high speed or passing near intense gravitational field. Time dilation means whenever any wave which is mainly moving towards this gravitational fields, they will be having some stretching of time intervals, that is called as time dilation. So actually recently this study which mainly published here. So why this study published? Because two tiny atomic clocks which are mainly passed a millimeter away from each other, they tick at the different rates. So whenever the two atomic clocks, they are mainly taken into some gravitational field means, so they need to tick at the same time. But what happened, we can see some time dilation or the time gap. So because of this, they may tick at a different rates. So this is the one important study. It is regarding time dilation. So now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding rising sea levels. So actually this topic is important from your environment and ecology, which mainly comes in the GS paper 3. And now let us try to see context. If you see context, it mainly says that evidence of modern rates of sea level rise has been found to emerge in 1863. So what happened? So now we are seeing there is evidence of increasing of sea level. So because of this increasing of sea level and melting of glaciers, we are also seeing much impact like increasing of the sea level, and because of this inundation of course is happening, and most of the islands, they are in the threat of inundating under the sea water, right? And there are many other islands which are present in Lakshadweep, and as well as some islands in Indo-Pacific region, they are having some threat, right? And because of increasing of sea level, what might be the problems, what might be the challenges? Please let me know that problems and challenges in the comment box. Don't forget about this. And this article says that recently this topic which mainly published in the Nature Communications, it says that actually this increasing of sea level rise which happened, which mainly saw in 1863 itself. So at that time, because of intensification of this industrial age, it mainly coincides with the evidence of early ocean warming, and because of this ocean warming, that led to increasing of glacier melting, and because of this glacier melting, that led to increasing of sea level rise. So this study which mainly uses some global database which is mainly date back to last 2000 years. So this is gist of this topic. And what are the homework I gave? So please try to give the answers for those questions in the comment box. Don't forget about this. And now let us try to see yesterday's questions. So first question is regarding what are the factors for the extinction of wildlife throughout the world. So first one is alteration of habitat. Yes, we discussed that. Second one is introduction of foreign species, that is invasive species. So whenever invasive species which is introduced in the new environment, there will be no competition. So there will be rapid reproduction rate. So that what are the native species are there, that will be going to extinct. And this one is control of pests and predators. Yes, because of pests and predators. And this one is captive breeding. Actually, this captive breeding, it is a method for the conservation of fauna, right? So because of this, it is not the option. So here the correct option is 2, 1, 2 and 3. And now let us try to see next question is regarding greenhouse gases. Read the different terms given below. Select one or more that sequestrate the atmospheric greenhouse gas. First one is black carbon. Second one is brown carbon. Third one is blue carbon, and fourth one is green carbon. So we can't take this green carbon into consideration. So 1, 2, 3 is correct answer. So if we are talking about what is this blue carbon. So blue carbon, it is nothing but which mainly emitted mainly by the high temperature combustion process. So whenever we are using diesel engines, etc., that will lead to greenhouse gases released. And this one is brown carbon, which mainly released whenever we are going for biomass combustion, for example stubble burning. And this one is green carbon. So green carbon which mainly used by the plants for photosynthesis, but it is not releasing, right? And this one is blue carbon. Blue carbon, it refers to carbon which mainly held by coastal and marine vegetation. Even regarding this blue carbon, there was one question in last year prelims, 2021 prelims. Okay, so this is about explanation part for yesterday's questions. And these are the two today's practice questions. The first one is addition of iron particle into ocean, what it will results. And next one is what is implicity or explicity, what is or implicity or explicity related to wetland management. So here these are two questions and try to give the answers for these two questions for sure. There is no negative marking here. You can give your answer. And now we are going to conclude today. So before concluding, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. If you want to clear this UPSC, I will suggest strongly to join this prelims test series and as well as mains answer writing course. So this mains answer writing course, it is very exclusively beneficial to clear your UPSC. Even though if you clear prelims, if you are not able to clear your mains, means again you have to start your preparation for one more year. So here, if you want to see your name in the final list, the thing which mainly breaks or makes the deal is mains answer writing skills. So if you are having a good mains answer writing skills, for sure, I can ensure you 100% that your name will be there in the finalist for sure. Okay. So in this mains answer writing, you have to know how to write introduction, what to be written in the body, and you have to know whether you are addressing all the sub questions you are given in this question or not. And one more thing, one more beauty of this UPSC questions here is they will be giving you the word limit. Within this word limit, you have to complete the answer. It is a big task and big challenge. So there, what are the techniques you can be followed and how can you improve this answer writing skills? So we are going to explain that. And here in this course, I will be ensuring you that within 1 year you are going to complete your GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and you are going to write at least one answer from a single topic. And we are going to give you a micro listing of topics and we will be giving you weekly targets such that it will be not like a much burden for you people. And based on that syllabus, daily one question will be given. On Sunday, we will giving you case study or essay. There will be evaluation and there will be the one-to-one mentorship and we also give you the model answer. So this course is exclusively beneficial. So please join this course and the new batch is going to be started from March 1st. So please don't delay. Try to join this course. It is exclusively beneficial. So from March 1st, this course is going to be started. So if you have any queries for the joining of this course, please call to this number 8074765513. And apart from this, we are also launching pen drive courses for the convenience of students for entire foundational course. And even if you want individual course also, we can give you the pen drive. Okay, so if you want to get that pen drive courses, please contact us on this number. Okay, so the details of this course are given in description box. And if you want to see any demo videos, so please visit our website. There you can see the 3 demo videos in each and every module without paying a single penny. So by this I am concluding. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. Thank you so much.